Okay, hello people. Oh yes, hello everyone. So hi, Ivan is here, your facilitator for this session. This is actually for the introduction and guideline for iGV project model framework. So actually, I have downscaled this into the LCVP iGV, and maybe some of you from iGV have heard about this. So I just want to record this in the YouTube to make sure this can be downscaled to everyone. And if let's say you are going to be allocated in IGV in the next term, or maybe if you haven't understand, so you can watch this video. Okay. So for the table of content, so actually in this for so first of all, it's all about the problem statement or findings, and then we can go to the project model framework. So for problem statement is for the introduction, and then project model framework, and we have objective, ultimate outcome, and contents. And then second of all, the contents in terms of the for the elaboration, and then third of all, manage the tool like procedure or doing, and also process design. And then number four is FAQ, and then number five is appendix. So um so let's go to the next. Okay, so for the problem or issue finding, so what is our problem with our IGV project right now? So based on this, let's use the people, finance, and operations team. So actually, is you if you can see, this is the triangle for the like based on the operation, people and finance for the IGV, for the ICX or maybe IGV especially. So if you can see, in terms of the operation, finance, and people, yes, they are also lacking of they have a lot of problems in the IGV in the IGV side. So for example, for the operation, there's no clear project plan for IGV such as objective and project outcome. So this could lead to unclear project direction and project goal for IGV, and then this could affect to the impact for the target beneficiaries and partner. So for target beneficiaries, for example, like who you want to deliver the impact, let's say kindergartens or maybe orphanage or maybe like old folks and kind of things. And then in terms of the people, there's no clear assigned OC roles. So this could lead to unclear JD and desired KPI to be achieved by the OC team. And then there's no clear and concrete financial model for IGB. And this could lead to lack of accountability to the MC, and especially for cost and revenues. And then this could affect to our operation in AI level. Sometimes they will set the pricing and contract. So yes, for the pricing and contract, actually they ask us about the profit, like the profit margin. So we didn't know about that first. So that's why we put this in the project model framework. And then this affect to the uncertainty of the cash flow in IGP project. So here it to make sure like you can track your IGP project in terms of financially more easier. So for the outcome or solution, what will be the solution for this? Yes, actually, I would like to downscale the IGV project framework for IGV. Actually, this already downscale to the LGVP IGV to tackle all of the solution of this aspect from operation, people, and finance. So IGV project framework is a framework for you to plan out all of the things based on the people, finance, and operation of your IGV project into one work. So the objective would be understanding your own IGV project based on your project goal and financial model based on your revenue and cost analysis, and then understanding the desired goal for your OC team to achieve. And again, another objective is all about like accountability to the MC team, and also MC team can also be more accountable to the LC in the for example, giving feedback and kind of stuff. So yes, IGV project framework, like the objective to understand the basic of the project, like objective of the project happens and ultimate outcome like MOI and KPI, which SDG that you are going to work for IGV project and kind of stuff. And then to understand the activities inside of the IGV project of ISIC in Kazakhstan, and then to understand the OC team for the project. So, for example, the structures, the JD, and other things. And then to understand the IGV project financial model, and then to let the national team MC track the project and ensure the project quality measurement. So it's all about the feedback that MC needs to give to you based on the quality that you put in the project, so we can track it very well. So for the ultimate outcome, it's all about like understanding the concrete detail of the basic of the IGV projects, and then understanding the key activities that needs to be achieved for IGV project, and then understanding the OC team structures, and team JD, and then understanding the cash flow, revenue, and cost of an IGV project. So for the MOS, yes, it's like 100% IGV project details documented, 100% IGV financial model implementation, and then 100% OC team prepared and managed. So based on the objective, ultimate outcome, and MOS is all about how do we tackle the based on the people, finance, and operation. So for the contents, this is the picture for the contents from the from the project framework, project model framework. So this is so we have like at least 14 different contents in the project model framework. So I will explain you one by one. So the contents like explanation of the project model framework contents are in the next slide. So let's go to the next to the first one, which is the project framework. So in the project framework, you will find several information that you need to fill. Like they are first of all like problem tree in Kazakhstan. Like here, you must provide the problem tree of your project. Like you need to identify by the question, like what are the key issues in my city, my community, my school, my hometown? What do people care about? For example, one out of three children are not going to school. So yes, so when you are going to do IGV projects, you need to understand what your community needs, or maybe what do you want to deliver into your community in your target beneficiaries based on their needs. Second of all, about findings, which is data or website. So find the adequate facts, at least from website to support your project. So to make sure your project is legitimately approved from the MC and also legitimately needed to the community. And then why this project happens. So based on the problem tree you are seeing, you need to ask yourself why this project needs to happen. So for example, you want to improve the education and increasing their literacy by teaching language to them, and please be detailed here. So for this 1 until 4, later on you can see in the tools. Later on I will explain to you. And then objective of this project, like you need to understand the objective of this project. For example, to increase the literacy of the students, and please be detailed here. And you can add more objective if you seem fit. So in the project framework, yes, actually this is like the content that you have to put. And then second of all, we have SDG alignment. So in the SDG alignment, you will find several information that you need to fill, and they like you can refer to this link for more information to fill the needed information. Like you see, you can refer to this link later on. You can open it, and in the SDG alignment, there's a lot of column, like four different columns. They are SDG number. Like please put the number of SDG you are going to work with, and also description of the SDG, and then the target, and then the main indicator. So you can see like the example from the each of this. So later on you can see by yourself, or maybe you can refer to this link, because in this link there are a lot of example for the SD, like which SDG and also key indicator. And then for the reminder, if your iGV project is not one of the global project, means the target are not from SDG 4 point, like for example like 4.4 or 4.7. So you later on you can check like what the global project that Isaac offers for the iGV from based on this link. And then later on you should check this link like for further information about the specific target for your IGV project, if your if your IGV project doesn't align with the global project for the goals and also for the SDG. Third of all, the project outcome. So in the project outcome, you will find several information that you need to fill. They are like the description, provide the description of the outcome of the project itself. For example, 70% of students are able to speak foreign language. Please be specific for your goal. Again, for the project outcome, for the description, you need to put what is your goal. Like for example, maybe for example, 70% of students are able to speak foreign language. Like let's or maybe another one. Let's say maybe third like 70% of the students are able to understand the international culture. So it's all about like what the your project what the impact that you want to leave in your project. And then second of all, key performance index or KPI, like provide the key performance index that you want to monitor. For example, number of student attend, number of EP teaching activities executed. And then goal versus actual. So put the goal of your project based on the KPI you are going to monitor. So for example, 40 students attended, 5 teaching activities executed. And then based on the KPI and goal setting, you can add much as possible to support your ultimate outcome in the description above. So for the key activities, in the key activities, please put your key activities and break down the activities into each week, and give the description to give the MC more understanding towards your project. Like for example, in week 1, IPS, what will you do there? And then value delivery, like fill the value delivery that you are doing in your project. and pull the deliverable and resource or link for it. Like for example, the deliverable is IPS. Then later you can put the proof, for example, the slides or maybe folder of photos that you are going like you are doing IPS, for example. And then six, EP tracker, like fill the EP tracker with their personal identity, EPM information, and then several information that you need to execute, for example, the exchange standards. And then remember, the exchange standard must be tracked. If they are not implemented, please contact MC or ECB regarding this immediately. For like except like the exception standard that you can ignore, like for example, SDG number 3, SDG number 6, SDG number 9, and SDG number 12. But at least two of them are not executed, not more. Like for example, if you if you have like uh if you have like 60 standard, let make sure you only can not execute two of them but with a reason. And then EP rows, so fill the EP rows with their identity and other elements in the tracker itself. So in the example are shown there for your reference. You can create more based on what you want to assign to the EP, like ensure you have done the expectation setting to them. And then project routine, there you have to break down the activities from the key activities column into this step for better understanding what you will be doing in the project itself. Like for example, in arrival support in week 1 in Sunday, then IPS in week 1 in Monday. So for partner standards, you need to fill out all of the standards that you have delivered to the partner. You can refer to this slide for education. If you do not fulfill the partner standards, you have to fill the context, like why you did not execute the address standard. And then 10, OCT management, like the one that we have to track for your OCT performance. Like there you have to fill their names, roles, and the elements that were put in the tracker. Like the example is shown there, so you can PM the project model framework directly. And then 11 is iGV financial model. Like one of the important things from for MC team to track. Like there you can fill your budget and actual. Budget means how much money you are budgeted for the project, and actual means how much money that will be executed. For actual, you can fill it later once the project is executed and ongoing, or maybe you can fill it after the project ends. And then there are two main elements. They are revenue, direct cost, and indirect cost. You may fill them out based on the current reality of your project. And then reminder, if you have other revenue source or other direct or indirect costs, please add on the column under IGV other and state what's the element. For example, EPV. So important part. So for IGV financial model, please IGV people, you need to have a clear synergy with your FNL to make sure you know how much that you have to allocate for your project, and also how much the goal, and also how much like the budget that how much that you want to budget for your project, and how much the actual that is executed. And then EPC payment, fill in the EP names and how much they have paid for the project. For example, the project fee paid by EP, put their names and information, and the payment information. For this, you have to refer to your LTVP FNL for the payment information, for example, invoice and other things. And and then for the OPV payment, if you charge your OP, you need to fill out all of the information similar way on how do you fill the EPC payment, but this is specialized for OP. And then risk management, there is a different spreadsheet for the risk management. There are several things you need to do with the risk management for your IGV. Like there's an example already, so later you can do it by yourself for your IGV project based on the several areas like safety and health, legal, financial, reputational, fit, and future operation. And remember, you can refer to the example in the risk management spreadsheet. Later on, you can duplicate for your IGV project. So manage the tool, like how do I implement into my project? So before that, let's go to the procedure of doing. So there are several spreadsheets that you have to fill, including the project model framework and risk management. And when you are doing a project, means that you have to duplicate them and put them into your LC folder. I have provided it for you put into, like I have provided the LC like the folder based on your LC. And then important note, and you need to take note that one project model framework and one risk assessment that you need to fulfill. So let's say if you have, for example, let's say if you have one project, like one IGV project, means that you have to have one project model framework and one risk assessment that you need to fulfill. Why? Because MC needs to understand the reality of your project through the project model framework by monitoring the tool itself. So for MC to track and understand the outcome of the project, that is mandatory to fill the project model framework. So yes, so actually, to be honest, MC will not be monitoring physically. To be honest, like the MC team will only monitor your project deliverables and your project reality into one tool. So yes, again, this is all about like the accountability from the LC to MC, and then feedback from MC to LC. Like it's all about like feedbacking and also the accountability from MC to LC, like what kind of feedback that you can get from the MC itself. And then same goes to the risk assessment. MC needs to ensure the LC understand and ready with the risk that LC will be facing before, during, or after the project. So for risk assessment, yes, you need to ensure the LC, as you as the LC understand and ready with the risk. So you need to map out the risk and what is the risk, what is the risk that you will be potentially facing. And a special note, if you are failing to do so, the MC will warn you and you will be asked for support system. Like what is the support system? And then if after the first one the LC doesn't do it or fail it, then your IGV project will probably get disbanded by the MC. Depends on the situation. So for the special note, this is for the LCVP IGV, whether for LCVP IGV current or maybe LCVP elected for the next term. So for manage the tool, yes. So this is the step that you have to do. So first of all, duplicate these two tools in the black box on the picture, and then move the duplicated tool into your LC folder. Like as you can see, like there's LC Almaty and also LC Astana. And then let's take LC Almaty for example. Let's say uh, let's say they have like International Schools of Leadership and also Root of Leadership 2021. So create the folder for your project. For example, remember one project model framework, and one risk assessment, and then put the tools into your project folder, and then read the information there. So actually, I have put the details below, like the details there for your LC. It includes what you have to do with the tool in the first place. Like for example, rename the tool as the procedure. If you can see, like for example, you have to rename your iGV project model framework like with the LC, like with the bracket LC project name peak 2021. And then in terms of risk assessment, you need to take note on several things. So change the name of the tool again, like with the LC, like LC for example LC Almaty or LC Astana, and then project name, and then risk assessment. Then, in terms of risk assessment, you need to take note on several things. So, for example, so first of all, delete all of the items there. Like after you duplicate, yes, there are several rails, maybe like several feelings that you need to delete because you duplicate from the master tool into your own tool. So, it means that it's the main content is still there, so you have to delete it, and you need to adapt it based on your LC, like based on your LC risk. Yeah. And then yes, you may refer to the master tool for the risk assessment. And then note, this is including for all risks in the tab below that, like for example, legal, financial, reputational, and future operation. And FAQ, like for frequently asked question. So for the question, is this mandatory for all LC and IGP project? Yes, to ensure accountability to the MC team. Then when we for the another question, like when we should test this framework. So ideally, it should be before the project opening, so MC team could give you feedback for your IGP project. But for example, for international growth of leadership, yes, actually I opened the project on the first hand, and after that I let the LCPP to make it, but it shouldn't happen because okay. So actually, yes, currently it can happen because this is one of the change management model that I have put in the first place. And yes, and after our project ends, should I fill the project model framework and risk assessment again? So for the project model framework, yes, because you need to put the project outcome actual from your project, including in your project framework like ultimate outcome, PP roles, and OCT management type. But for risk assessment, it's optional and it will be filled out when you are doing a project again, or there is another element in the risk for you to assess. And if this framework is 100% fixed, well, based on the timeline, there's no time for LC to give feedback and on the usage of the tools, and the MC will revise it. Means this project model framework is so-called a trial, but it's important for accountability for the MC. Sorry. And for appendix, yes, this is the change management plan that I plan out project model framework because I believe that maybe this is quite sudden for the IGV people, but this is like the change management plan that I have planned out for the project model framework, and this is the project model framework execution timeline. So as you can see, for the project framework implementation, yes, if you can see like the timeline implementation, you can see like project detail and simple field. It should be filled in the October, but yes, it's like quite late. And then financial model, and then OCT management, and then project framework testing and implementation. It should be from October onwards until the project ends. Then after the project ends, the project framework would be given feedback by the LC, and also the MC needs to revise. And then again, after the MC revise, then it should be going on again. So this is like the continuity of the doing. Yes. And if you have a question and answer, like if you have a Q&A, or maybe if you have any questions, so you can put it here later in the YouTube channel. I will put in the description. So please put your Q&A based on this. So before we go, I would like to put it. I would like to let you know about the project model framework. Okay, so this is like the model. If you can see, yes, this is the model. So if you can see, like I have put the number one, which is project detail, SDG alignment, and then project outcome based on SDG, and then the goal versus actual based on the key performance index that you will be tracking, like from the project, and then key activities. So you need to put the key activities in week one until week six. So for example, in week one you will be having IPS, or maybe like introduction of Kazakhstan. I don't know. Maybe you can plan it out for the key activities. Uh, and then for the EP tracker, so you can see the EP information on this. And then for the EP roles, for example, like this is the example for the EP roles. For example, like Elizabeth, like what is their roles? What is your EP role? For example, like teacher for the students, or maybe later on, maybe like what to say, maybe like content creator. I don't know. Maybe it's like like it's your design already. And then the job description, KPI, main activities, and their goal and the reality. It means like the goal versus action, like goal versus achieve. But in here I put like the reality. And then the project routine, it should be you should put like what you will be doing in week zero, week one, week two. Like for example, in week zero, maybe you will be having like arrival pickup for the EP, and maybe like introduction for the Kazakhstan itself. Maybe like is your like you need to check it out. And then partner standards, like if let's say if you are going to because like in the next year, maybe like the maybe like our IGV project needs to be run by the partner, so it needs to have like partner standards. And then OCT management, this is the example, like this is the financial model for the uh, for the for the IGV project. And don't worry, so actually for the financial model is already aligned with the GFB, which is the Global Finance Board. So it's already aligned with the ISEC in the ISEC globally. And then the EPV payment, and then the OPV payment. So later on you can check it. So yes, again, if you have any questions, so you can ask it here. If you have any question, and yes, any question, like maybe you can put in the slides, or maybe if you want to chat me privately, you can reach me through this WhatsApp, to this number, or maybe through this email, which is ivanandi.outstructure@isaac.net. So yeah, based on this, thank you so much. See you. Bye.